Okay, so today I'm just showing the process that it takes for me to move out of one grade and into the next one. So we just closed out the second grade. Today is May 4th, 2003. And so we'll officially close out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. And so we've closed out a second grade. She does still do second grade work until until I hand in all my paperwork for third grade. I want to make sure that she is caught up with everything that she needs so that she can just be well prepared and things like that. So I just want to show the process. This is what I do every single year. So normally before we close up, we have to do an evaluation. Like, I'm not officially closed. I still do have to hand in the paperwork to the school district so that they're aware. But I usually hand in the paperwork to sign off, and then I'll immediately send in my other paperwork to start the new school year. And since we do the year-round homeschooling, so we'll be starting up very, very soon, basically. And so I'm just preparing for that startup. And so we just had evaluations, I believe, last week. We just had our evaluation. And so I kind of just wanted to show that process a little bit. So what I do normally, I do this every single year. I've been home. This is my third year homeschooling. So she, let's see. So anyways, what I'll do is I'll have multiple documentation of the portfolio. So I'll have the paper portfolio, and then I also have the paperless portfolio, just so that I can show, in numerous ways that we completed these, that we had actually done these things. So every year, this is kindergarten. I would open it, but I already have it taped and sealed up, and there's no point in me opening it all up. But I'll show you the process of basically the type of things that are in it because I'm closing up second grade. So I have one for kindergarten. So I have my paper version here. So I have my paper version of kindergarten. And then I also have, I guess since it's like right here, why not show it? I just recycle these boxes that I get because why not? And there's just so much stuff that we do. So here's first grade. And so I have those paper versions, and then I also have the paperless version. I can show what I did. So for kindergarten, I will show, let me get that set up first. Excuse me, a little sneeze. Okay, so for kindergarten, this is what I created. This was actually, my paperless portfolio. And as you see, it's on my YouTube because it's just a lot easier. And so it has the books that we created. This was spelling, math. This was also math. Whenever we would do math, the laundromat, I would use the squares, to do the counting. Let's see, some science. and so on and so forth. So that's what I basically did for kindergarten. And I have a lot of my videos on YouTube that are either unlisted because I gave it specifically to the evaluator, or they're private because, you know, it's just really for my documentation, just to have those things. I also have, you know, books that we would read. So this was one of her first books in kindergarten, first grade transition, and we were reading it together just to show her development. Okay, so that was kindergarten, first grade. Okay, and so this was first grade. This is what I decided to do the next year. Instead of making that, you know, slideshow type thing, I decided to just do a video of where I went through each one, showing the material that we used. So I hope that I'll be able to share that with you, so you'll be able to see the. We also did shapes. We did 2D shapes and 3D shapes. I actually have. So I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but you know, just showing the paperwork that we did and the types of things that we went over. So this year I decided, because it was a lot of work kind of doing both of those, and because I do a lot of lives where I'll just do the lesson and then I'll post it onto my Instagram, I decided to do it in this way this year. So what I did was, since I don't really have it on me now, but I have a checklist. Like, she'll send me the information like every year, and I can actually show you it on here. Every year she'll have a checklist of evidence that we went over each of these subjects, and so of course I keep it all, and then I make sure that I send it to her. So, you know, I'll have it organized: English, math, and so on and so forth. And these are actually the thumbnails of what they look like. So for English, you know, just going over nouns, because I created a live that had that. So, or actual math lessons that we went through. And, you know, the reading log, because we do it on Get Epic. And just showing all the types of books that she read throughout the year. And they even have it that it's been completed. I'm not sure if you can see it. It shows that it's completed. So showing that she actually completed all these books. And so, you know, I would just record anytime, like we had online games. So this is verb tense on one of education.com games. Right. And geography, the ecosystem, science, civics, United States, Pennsylvania. So I had it sent this way, even environmental science. We did a lot of environmental science, safety education, so on and so forth. And so I sent her all those links so that she could view all that, and it kind of made it a lot easier because I would just make the video whenever I made it, and then I would post it on the YouTube or edit it if I needed to edit it. And then eventually I would, just save the link, and then I'd be able to send it to her. So basically we did the evaluation last week, and she had just sent me, she sent me all this, and I actually just printed it all out. For this year. And so normally I'll do a certificate of achievement, which normally I print it out, but this year I decided to create my own because she wanted rainbows this year, and I couldn't find a free rainbow one. So, oops, let's put that right on back. So I just created my own, printed it off, and signed it. So it turned out very well. So I'll hand in all this paperwork, and of course what's needed is to show that we went over, we had 180 days of school. Our official 180 day of school was actually in March, but since we do year-round homeschooling, I'll, sometime depending on the week, we might do a full week. This week we only did like one day, and the rest we just did not. And we'll do off and on. For May, I'll probably do every other week. So either, not every other week, every other day. So we'll probably do either Monday, Wednesday, Friday sometimes, or Tuesday, Thursdays, and just alternating until we actually send in and we officially start homeschooling. But even throughout the summertime, it's not going to be like every single day of every single week, like it normally is. We'll alternate. And, depending on the lesson that I have, I do a lot of summer lessons because I utilize the weather and the outdoor time. So yes, I have all this information, with the school district, my affidavit, and I'll send in all this information and give that to her. So let me actually turn this around. So I'll put this into my documentation. And so I'll normally keep this in a different folder. Like I won't put it with the other portfolio things. I just feel like it's important documentation and needs its own binder that I want to keep with me. So, but this is, kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. And so I'm actually prepping, like I said, for third grade. So I printed out a new, affidavit. I did the educational objectives for the 2023-2024 school year. I don't even think you can really see it because this is what the state requires. That doesn't make it much better. So printing out that, and then just printing out, I'm not sure why that is there, and printing out the calendar, 2024 calendar, just prepping for next year. And so, I have to go to her doctor's appointments, dentists, and things like that because that's what the state requires. I mean, I would do that anyways, but, I want to get all that in beforehand. So, try to get this in here. That's the official documentation. And so now I also have to put all of, since I have the paperless portfolio already completed, the evaluator already seen it. So now I'm going to actually put it and pack it away, seal it up. I want to make sure that I have all of her second grade things because I actually found a first grade thing while I was going through second grade paperwork, and I was just like, yeah, and I already have it taped up, so I had to kind of sneak it in to the second grade things. But let's see. So this is what I normally do. I take all of the books. So normally what I do is can you give me that book right there? Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so what I'll normally do, because we do have this time, May, June, July, I usually use this time to really catch up on any second or any work that we didn't complete fully. There is a little bit of math that she's still working on, like with time and things like that. So she's been doing those things like, the last couple days, even though we officially, like I said, we officially already completed our 180 days. School doesn't stop for us. It's just, it officially stops, because we've completed it, but we do year-round schooling. So, but I usually utilize this month, especially before I hand in for the new school year to actually have, just going over things that we may just refreshers. Like she doesn't, like the one thing I love about the year-round homeschooling is you don't get those 3-4 months where the child is not learning anything and then completely forgets everything that they learned throughout the school year because they that whole time they lost, they're doing other things, they're not practicing those skills that they did. So I want to make sure that she's continuing to practice these skills and that it's ingrained in her so that we can just continue to flow on to the next grade. So a lot of it, for second grade, I have a lot of first grade things that she would practice over the summer or just over the year. We would, if I found that she was doing really well on second grade things, I'm just like, all right, well, let's go over some phonics, first grade phonics, just to make sure that you fully understand that. Or, let's see, what is this? Okay, it's actually over here. Or, let's go over some consonant vowels. I'm actually going to put this in here. More phonics, basic addition, subtraction, more phonics. And a lot of the books, spelling first grade, addition, subtraction. We had this thing called Morning Starters. So this is the first grade edition. But it had a lot of second grade skills in it that, I was grateful to have this, that we would be able to just go over. Yep. And sometimes, I kind of made the mistake of overbuying. Like I thought that these were two different books and they were actually the same exact book, but I utilized that to where, I did one over the summer and then I did one throughout the year just to see the transition. So, So I'm going to put this into the box. These are all first grade things. First grade reading comprehension. And then once I get all of those things are things that we did throughout the year just to continue or during the summertime. Then I'll bring out the second grade stuff. So we have our second grade reading comprehension, second grade math, second grade math is right here as well. But we still went over basic math. So like she's able to just really go through the basics. That way we can incorporate multiplication and division throughout third grade because she's really ready for it. She does really good with that. So and let's see, what is this? Okay, that's so just miscellaneous math thing papers, or right here is our reading log. We have social studies, our geography I should say, with the continents and the oceans that we went over this year. This year we did a lot of narrative writing in terms of her creating her own books, which were really, really good. I wanted to double wrap it so they wouldn't get messed up. She got very creative writing on narrative and just fairy tale stories that she even just created. It was really good. So I counted that as the narrative writing for this year because she was really creative. And then also I had just English paperwork that we did, whether it was the main idea, beginning, middle, and end, definitions, adverbs, we did a really big lesson on opinion writing, which was pretty cool, which I have video documents of that actual lesson. Let me see if I can, which I actually put on YouTube. And like I said, that lesson, like just doing that lesson by itself was an hour long. And then she had to write her paper because it was note taking. So I had her take notes on two different fairy tale shows. So this. So we started off doing the Venn diagram, and she compared and contrasted two different shows. So I had her do this with note taking, and I actually had to edit this entire thing because YouTube wouldn't allow this because of copyright issues. But so you see she was taking notes that entire time, and so this whole thing was just an hour long. And then I had to also do the lesson with her, talking about the topic sentence, the details, and the conclusion sentence. And then so after doing that lesson with her, I had her write out, write out her sentences, and she presented it to me. So this is her presenting it to me, her paper. Let me actually see if I can go back a little bit. And that's what the paper looked like. And she did really good. So this whole thing took over an hour. And so then this was the next day. I actually included that into it. And just us reviewing, going over differences, and things like that. I explained it in the video. So like this whole thing was definitely probably like a good 2 hours that I tried to condense. And it's still long, 46 minutes. It's still pretty long, but yeah, I had to do a lot of editing just so we can include that because that was just a bigger lesson. I thought that was really cool, and she really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed it too. So So yeah, so I have the, of course, like I said, the paperless version of what the paper looked like, you know, and everything. And then I also have it, you know, in here, which I just packed away. We did journaling. She journaled every single day until the journal gets full. So we started July 8th, and her last journal entry was April 4th. And like I said, April 20th, excuse me. Like I said, her the 180 days ended on the 31st of March, so she was still journaling, you know, we still utilizing the entire thing. So she would actually make up her own journal entries, like in first grade and kindergarten. You know, I created it for her, but she gets so creative and she enjoys the writing aspect that she would create her own journal entries, which was awesome. I'm like, go for it. If you know, because I would be sitting there trying to think of like, and she would just come up with ideas. I'm just like, well, this is your strength. So, you know, and then she would present it to me, you know, once in a while. So I thought that was awesome. She did really good on that. Let me put this in here. And then just some artworks. We, you know, talking about canvases and, you know, so I'll put this in here because it's the second grade. I also have other, see, I have things hanging downstairs and everything, so I'll probably put all that in here. That's why I'm not going to tape it up, because there's so much stuff everywhere, and I want to make sure that, you know, I clear it all out, put it in the box. You know, I've already taken pictures of it, or it's already on lesson plans and everything, so I have the documentations of it. I just want to make sure that there's room for third grade. So put this stuff in here. So yeah, I'll put it, I have it all in here boxed in. There's other things that I'm going to put in here. And then once I get it all in here, I'm going to tape it all up and, you know, store it away, probably in a bin or something, and just continue to have that with me on file. I'll keep doing this, you know, as long as I'm homeschooling. So yeah, so preparing that. Let's see. And so with that preparation also comes, you know, like I usually, it's May, so I usually try to have the whole month of May where I'm getting all the material that I need. I'm getting any supplies that I need, just really prepping. A lot of the things, like if I'm in the store, like I already had, like this book right here is the third grade version of the reading comprehension. I got this last year whenever I seen it, you know, when I was getting the second grade material, and I just scoop it up and I save it because I know I'm going to need it. So I have like, let me see, we're going to do a lot more book work this year, just because, you know, with the state of Pennsylvania, most states do third grade testing. So I want to make sure that she's used to, that she's just well equipped, like we have as much knowledge as we need. So let's see. So yeah, this year we'll be doing multiplication and division. I actually have, I got this the same time I seen the addition and subtraction, which was like kindergarten, first grade, so I've had these for a couple years. This is first grade cursive writing. We did not do this because we just had so much other things, but I definitely wanted to start incorporating some cursive writing. I still have like books like this. I don't even know if she really needs this stuff. I'll probably go through each one just to make sure if she needs any more practice, it's here. Otherwise, it's just material that, maybe I'll donate it to somebody else. I don't know. It's our rainbow year. She likes rainbows, I guess. So I have a new journal. Oh, let me see. So I have a journal, nice new journal for daily journaling. This is something that we'll probably do during the summer, just basic addition, subtraction. Since I have it, utilize it, whenever she's kind of bored, sitting around doing nothing. I got this creative writing prompts. So just upping the ante a little bit. Some of these are a little bit more complex. This might be good for like 4th, 5th grade. There might be a better benefit. Yeah, let me see. Hey Google, next song. Yeah, these are kind of advanced, so this might be something that we might have a couple years until she actually utilizes it. So I'm gonna put that to the side. I don't think we're gonna do that. I had the testing, which I still do. Let me see. Where did I just put that at? I have to check while it's on my mind, because I think I'm going to need to bring that out if it's in here. That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't fill it up yet, because I'm probably going to be referring back to here, making sure that she has everything. And that's not even in here, so I have to find the testing. But we did the test prep for 2nd grade, and there were some things. There was even a test prep for 1st grade that we just kind of, I was like, because I usually go, like what I normally do, which I can actually show you. Okay, so I'll usually go on to the Common Core. Like, this is something new. They didn't have this the first year I did this. But they go based off of your state. So, clicking on my state, going to the website, and, I searched the Common Core standards. I'm trying to find it. Yes. So, they have it here. I just opened up this one. I'm not sure if you can see. I just opened up this one. So I'll go through each one for 3rd grade. And this is how I usually make up my curriculum. Just to make sure that she is, following, she's on task. So, I guess this doesn't apply. But I'll go through each one, and I'll see what she has to learn based off of this, So there was a 1st grade testing book that did not include it, but it was still a Common Core. I didn't show it on this one. This is I don't know. This says it's an older one, but this is new for me. I went off of an old site, I guess. They don't have that site anymore. So I guess I'll be using this site and going through each Common Core, phonics, word, let me see, what is it? Phonics, and word recognition. So just seeing, know and apply grade level phonics and apply word analysis skills and decoding words. Identify and know the meaning of most common prefixes, suffixes, and so we actually did a little bit of it. We did some of it, but we'll be doing more of it this year. So just making sure that we're all on task, basically. And so like I said, I'll go through each one. I'll do the English, I'll do the math, and I'll do the writing, reading. Oh, they don't have one for writing. So I guess I'll just do the English, language arts, and math, which if they don't have it there, then it's probably going to be included in here. And you see it's broken down in sections, you know, fundamental skills, reading informational text, so reading literature, writing, speaking, and listening. And so I'll go through each one and just see where we are, what we need to work on so that she's caught up with the Common Core standards. And so I noticed that she didn't, like one of the test books from this book, in first grade, it was not included on the Common Core standards, I guess because every state has different standards. And so I'm not sure where, Tennessee. Okay, so that, you know, so it was probably the Common Core standards in Tennessee. And I was just like, oh, we didn't go over that in first grade because that's not what Pennsylvania's at, you know, so, but that was something that we went over in second grade. So yeah, so I'll just be, you know, I have the test prep for third grade, and then I'm also going to have, we were doing the second grade. There's a lot of second grade that we kind of need to look over. I'm going to double check with the Common Core standards in Pennsylvania because third grade does have its testing. You know, we will be doing testing this year, which I've been doing lots of research. I think I found somebody that would, that's going to be well. So I'm going to look at that test and just see how it is so that we are just well prepared so she can do this testing for this year. And then if, you know, I'm not sure, this is our first year testing. I didn't know that it was available to even do it like first grade, second grade. Had I known that, it would have been, she would have been testing every year, even just on her own, you know. But it's okay. I've seen it. So I'm gonna do as much research as I can, see if I can actually get the test and what the test entails. That way she'll be prepared and everything. And if for some reason, you know, it doesn't work or whatever, you know, I'm not sure when I'm gonna do the testing. I'm kind of gearing toward doing it. It really depends on, you know, her progress. I wanted to do it at the beginning of third grade, so we'll do a check-in, you know, after the summertime to see if she has fully caught up on everything. And if not, then I might do it in the middle of the year and in the end of the year if it's necessary. You know, I want to do it early, like if not at the beginning of third grade, then at least in the middle. That way, if she does need help in anything else, we'll be able to just really hone in on the skills that she needs to practice more. So I don't want to wait till last minute because I know, you know, the tests go based off of, you know, where they are. So like if I test at the beginning of the year, then it's going to go based off of, you know, what third graders should know by the beginning of the year. So that's going to change near the end of the year. I know it was like there's different types of tests, like, you know, for third grade, the beginning of the year is 3.1 or something, and at the end of the year is 3.9. So it's going to have more skills that she should have learned because she would have been doing it the entire third grade. So I kind of want to do either at the beginning or the middle. That way, she, you know, we'll be able to see what's missing, if there is anything missing, or if she's caught up. If it's good, then awesome. But I'll be able to at least do the 3.9 test at the end of the year if she needs it. So we'll see. But anyways, so yeah, back to third grade. Multiplication, division. I have division books. I don't know why I don't have a multiplication book. But it's okay. I found these really cool games on Amazon that I kind of want to get. We'll see. But I do have this multiplication and division book that we're going to go through. I have sight words, second and third grade, so this will be a good summertime one just to go over. And reading comprehension, third grade. So, but this is not all I have, so I'm going to actually leave this out, Put this in here. We'll try to get to cursive. I find it interesting that I heard the kids aren't learning cursive in school anymore, which I find very interesting. But I still have it just in case. I think that's an important skill to learn. Yes. So, let me close this up. Okay, so those are some of the books that I have. These are books that I had already collected in 2nd grade. And then I also just got like a whole bunch of other books. So, Common Core Math. I usually use a site called, I believe, Kuhn Academy, which is a great, that does all the Common Core. But I also have some Common Core Math book. Let me see. What state is this from? Connecticut. So, but it's all 3rd grade, so we'll definitely utilize it. So I'll have some word study and phonics. I'm actually going to put this back in here. Vocabulary, and these are actually really inexpensive compared to what I thought it would be. But you know, it has. I did so much research making sure that, like, you know, it provided what we needed to definitely learn this year. Writing, language arts. And surprisingly, these have different, you know, things in it or expanded topics. Spelling. You know, in spelling, it has like compound words, dictionary, which we go over, homophones, long and short vowels, which is like really important. You would think that maybe phonics would include that, right? But this one, it doesn't have the long and short vowels. This has like synonyms, antonyms, prefixes and suffixes, figures of speech. You know, it does have dictionary skills and base word endings. So it doesn't have everything. So I had to like really look at each book to see what it applied, even though you would think they would have it, but they didn't. But it's okay. Geography, definitely do a longitude and latitude this year, and maps. Reading, and this is actually another book that is not really needed this year. This is actually like for older kids. Financial literacy, so I'll probably put these two together, but I wanted to have it because I thought it was very, very important to have. Oh, and then healthy habits for health. Now, a lot of this, I do go off the this amazing site, which I normally do. This is like the first year where I'm getting like a lot more books. But normally I would go off this awesome site, Freedom Homeschooling, and that has lots of information, lots of different websites that you can go to that has a lot of safety, fire safety. It basically has a lot of these things if you're making your own curriculum. I love that site so much. I think like I said, I'm really just getting all this material just to continue making sure that we're practicing 3rd grade material so that she's prepared for these tests and that she's well equipped. But that website is, when I found that website the first year, I was just like, I think I found it, I want to say that I found it in 1st grade. Like the kindergarten was a little bit unorganized for me because I wasn't really used to it and I didn't know where to look, and I wasn't really doing the Common Core, but I was really familiar with kindergarten, and it was easy, but it was like I need to do more research. So then when I found Freedom Homeschooling, and I'm just like, it was gold. It was gold. I was like, it has everything that I need, and so that's when I would compare. I'm like, okay, the Common Core standard says she needs to learn this. I would go onto that website, look for it, do just intensive study, and it was, first grade was like, it was sage. Kindergarten was a little more challenging because I just wasn't as prepared, but yeah, first grade I was just like, we were really on point when it came to the Common Core standards in Pennsylvania. So, second grade was a little bit more laggy. That's why I'm preparing more, especially with the testing. Just a little bit, I didn't follow the Common Core standards as much, but I had a lot of Common Core standard books, that I did look after. But when it comes to strictly Pennsylvania, I'm like, so that's why I'm starting very early this year, and we're just anything that we missed in second grade, it really shouldn't be much at all, but anything that we did miss, I want to make sure that we get it in within the next few months. But like I said, it shouldn't be much because I've already been doing a lot of Common Core. Like especially math, like she's doing really good, and because of the site that I'm on, they do the Common Core standards, so I know she's caught up in math, and she does really good in writing. I think we're doing pretty good, but there's probably some little things that we do need to work on, especially like maybe like verb agreement. I think that's what it, just expanding on the parts of speech. I know we did, singular and plural nouns and things like that, possessive nouns, really going into the pronouns of each one. But I was going through that one book and I was like, ooh, we didn't touch on that. So I'm like, we're gonna touch on that, within the next following months, and really just do lessons focusing on that. Especially before third grade officially starts. That way we're like, okay, do we understand it? Is it good? And that way it can just flow into third grade. So yeah. So I'm gonna leave these out. I have lots of I bought something for social studies and geography. I got that geography, but there is a social studies when it comes. I have bought that a while ago, and it was a little bit advanced for her, so I can actually utilize that this year. We went to the Science Center for a field trip in second grade, so there's a lot of STEM that we can do and a lot of things that we can do. So I'm just like, okay, I have those topics. I'm really focusing on just the English and math. I think the math is, we're pretty much caught up on the math. She does really good in that. We might have to work on fractions a little bit, but I want to make sure that English, even though she does so well, I want to make sure that we're completely caught up on language arts, making sure that we, at least, it's just gonna flow into the next year. That's why I kind of want to do the testing possibly in the middle of the year, just to see where she's at. So we'll see where it's at. So, but anyways, I'm prepared for that. Let me see. I think I'm gonna put this in here. And I'm gonna leave this out because we're gonna be going over this stuff. Yeah, definitely. Let me see this in here. Answer key now. Okay. What about here? Oh, it's stapled. Awesome. So I'm gonna have you put these in your book bag. You're probably gonna start just practicing these while I get myself together. Okay. Do you have any other books? Actually, you don't have to do anything today because I know you already did school for today. But tomorrow. Wait, what's today? Today is Thursday. Yeah, I still want you to do a little school tomorrow. whenever you do school, I want you to bring all the books that you have in your book bag to me. That way we can go over what you need to do, because you're not going to do that every day. Like that phonics one, you really don't have to do that every day. It's just practice, okay? And I know you do really well with the addition and subtraction. That's just another practice for us. So you're not going to necessarily do those every single day. So just come to me with the books, and I'll tell you what you're going to do for that day, okay? All right, awesome. Okay, so what else did I want to show prep-wise? Yeah, so I'm about to go and read all these Common Core standards to see if we're all caught up, and if we're not, what we need to work on. Let's see. I'm already prepared for the next school year. I already have my affidavit. I don't know why I keep. I almost called it something totally different at first. But I already have like the prep for that. I just, appointments made, just kind of waiting. So I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably use this month of May just to go over all that she should have learned in second grade. Making sure that, the check marks, if we haven't, then we'll just spend the next few weeks going over it, seeing if she's catching those concepts. She's really good at catching concepts pretty quickly. Because the beautiful thing about, this, pre-K to fifth grade is it all really, I'm sure it all flows, but it all flows really nicely each and every year. So any skills that she learned last year or even in second grade, it would just continue to flow. So I just want to make sure that, she has that, so we can just continue to flow. So it really shouldn't take too long. She picks up on concepts really well. But if not, we'll just continue to work on it, for the next couple months. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm about to just read these Common Core standards and, make sure we're all caught up. So, yeah, I just wanted to show the process of what I do every single year around this time. It's one of my busiest times of the year, and I just try to really, get it all done because, I don't want to wait to the last minute, especially with this being a testing year. I don't want to wait to the last minute. Like I said, I've already found a couple testers that I, think will match us. So I'm going to definitely do research on the tests that they do. And I'm also going to, I just don't want to wait till the last minute, because during the winter time, sometimes we get a little laggy, and, I'm like, I know with first grade, we would do 6 weeks on, 1 week off, but sometimes you just kind of have to flow, and so sometimes I would want to do 6 weeks on and 1 week off, but maybe during that 6 weeks, I need a mental health week or something, or even a mental health month, to where we just do like basic, let's go over everything that we learned or something like that, and then, apply the new skills where we see fit. So I want to be able to have, those days so that, I'm, prepared for like this time of year, to where I'm just like, all right, let's get to it. Let's get all the work that we can. Let's get it started. Let's get all the paperwork printed out. Let's prepare. So, if a mental health day comes and we're just like, we just need a break, or if she needs a break, we're just like, let's just take a week off. Let's take a day. Yeah. Or just any life changes. Life comes unexpectedly. If something happens, I want to have everything organized. Like, well, at least I have this organized, so I can, that was kind of a lot that happened last year. I was like, well, I have all this material, and that's cool. So I can focus on other things, So yeah, I just want to be prepared as possible. So just in case life happens, I can be like, well, we have this. this is handled, and I can handle this. So yeah, so I'm going to start doing this, reading these Common Core standards and just seeing where we are at, and preparing for 3rd grade. So I just wanted to, like I said, just go over that. So let's get this started.